Welcome to Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel. This is the November 2019 channel update video. Actually, I'll start with motorsports like I normally do. And by saying that I will not be able to post any motorsports content during the month of November, just because there's nothing to go to. So that'll pick up again in December, when the snowcross races start up again. I think I did see one or two of them in December that I can go to. And until that time comes, the only content I'll be able to post will be farming related. And now on to the farming. The wheat harvest has been complete, and as you can see here, the soybean harvest is also complete. And today is November 3rd, so we basically got 2 crops completed at the end of October, which is kind of nice. So the only harvesting we have left is the corn, and there will be videos coming up on that. And, also be sure to check out the videos I've already done with the wheat and the soybeans. And then I raked up these windrows of soybean straw to use primarily as animal bedding. I just posted a video about that as well. And then I went to start round baling, and then I got 1 bale made so far. There it is. And then now come over to the baler and show you guys why I only made 1 bale rather than being able to get all that baled off. Now, as you can see in the baler here, it's missing a belt right now, and we don't know exactly what would cause this all to happen, but what did happen is that somehow it managed to rip the belt apart from what they call alligator teeth, which hold the bale together, and then it wrapped around that roll right there, and it did so tight, to where it basically jammed the whole machine up. And it also bent this bar here, right there, you can see the bend in it. Yeah, it was, so then it was jammed against there, and then and yeah, there's another bar that I don't know if I'll be able to get on camera that also jammed against. I'll try to point it out here. Okay, here it is, right there. That bolt also jammed against that bar as well, a little bit. That was the easier one to get freed up. And then I had to wiggle around on the. I had to start this tractor back up 8100 and move the hydraulics a little bit in order to get everything moved enough to where I can unroll the belt and get it off of there. In which the belt that broke is currently sitting at my local John Deere dealer waiting to get fixed. I think it just needs a new set of alligator teeth, and then we'll be able to keep using it. And here's why I started coming over here earlier. This is what I'm talking about by alligator teeth. You know, it's nailed into both ends of the belt, or they are, and you know, basically it allows you to connect the belt to make it one piece. You know, that's what alligator teeth are, is what I just showed you there. Yeah, there's a 5320 in the H&S rake still sitting here from when I made those windrows. And then I also made, or well, I did a while ago, but I made windows in the wheat field of the leftovers from the combine, and yeah, right over there, you know, leftovers from when I combined the wheat. And then which I also still have to bail off. My brother went and baled some of those leftovers off of the field that I didn't have hay on, you know, wheat ground. And I could have sold as good feed and put them on the well here, which I know the well has to be covered anyway, but I was looking to use some of the soybean straw that I raked up for that. And I could have sold those wheat leftovers as feed over the winter. So yeah, we are starting to get ready to harvest the corn here. Got this orange gravity box sitting here. We still got to check the tires on it. Make sure there's enough air in them to hold a full load of corn. So I'll fill that up and keep a little bit for feed for when I do find company for the one steer that I have right here. Yeah, the last 6 weeks or so I've only had that one, and you know, I've been trying to find company for him, but I've not had success in that just yet. So too, I'd still like to get a few more steers so that he's not by himself, and then I'll get him started on the feeding program that I have. So I guess the best way to explain what a steer is, you know, obviously the cattle industry, you probably hear the most about bulls and cows. You know, bulls being the boys and cows being the girls. And the best way to explain a steer is basically he's a boy that does not have the ability to get a female pregnant, because he does not have the basically he does not have what's needed in order to, you know, breed a female. That's the best way I know of to explain that. You know, without grossing anybody out or anything like that. And now now on the combine, takes 2 hands to open that, so I'll have to set this camera down for a minute. There, now maybe you guys can watch me open it, or watch it open at least. Okay, right there is the part that was leaking. Just this past week, basically. Trying to remember if it was before the wheat or before the soybeans. I think we found it before I combined the last 2 farms of wheat, if I remember right. But the part that you saw in that video was all one piece, and now they designed it to where, you know, the primary piece has a different end on it, you know, to adapt to, you know, to accommodate newer combines. And that the reason you're seeing what you are is because, you know, because they went that route, they started making an adapter to adapt the newer style electrical mount to work on these older machines. You know, so the main part, I think, was either $60 or $65, and then yeah, I think around 65, and then the adapter was like 42 or something, because Yeah, if I remember right, the two of them together cost us like $107. You know, which doesn't really make sense. You know, why it would cost more to fix an older machine than to fix a newer machine. But that's what they did, and we gotta go with the flow. So that's the story with the combine now, and what that all, you know, what all happened there. Because the first video that I know the first video that I did, you know, after we fixed it, I did say that I'd talk about it in the update video, so I wanted to make sure that I include that in this video then. And then we did have water rise down here again as well. Yeah, the baling in the last day of 2019, that video, I was not able to bail these windrows up in that video because this window over here that I'm showing you was underwater, as well as at least half of this trail. You know, where I round baled before, you know, to create a trail and to go back to that tree line back there, or towards it. Those trees that I just showed you belong to our neighbor, but the home farm does come, you know, the border is close to those trees, I should say. But there too, I was able to get the wheat crop off here. Well, obviously what I'm showing you here is one of the areas where I wasn't able to plant this spring. But yeah, the wheat field borders the hay ground, you know, where I was making the hay in those three videos, you know, cutting, raking, and baling the last hay of 2019. You know, three different videos I'm referencing there. But yeah, I also showed you in those videos, you know, there's a pretty wet spot halfway down that trail, and then I was at least able to get to the south half of that trail by driving across the harvested wheat ground. So yeah, there's a couple of demolition derby vehicles there, and I'm hoping sometime fairly soon I'll get my friend Demolition Derby for Life out here and talk about those on his channel. He's trying to get things cleaned up in his yard, you know, have his yard ready for the winter months. And hopefully that won't take him too much longer, and then he can come out here with his camera, and like I say, I'll talk about that stuff over on his channel. Yeah, probably well, I know for a fact that the majority of what I'll be concentrating on now with this channel is getting the corn crop harvested. And then I was able to get the corn head moved over to that farm yesterday. And then there are a couple of things I have to set on that combine, and one of them I could have done a demonstration for you guys, you know, if I would have thought of it when I was down there, but I'll probably have to open the rear sieves a little bit more, or sieves, you know, make sure that they're open enough to all the bigger corn kernels to get through them. And then any, you know, small pieces of stock or broken cobs or whatever that might come back there, you know, can all go across those sieves and out under the ground again. So yeah, here's the soybean head here, sitting on the transport. And then here later today or sometime soon we'll pull this back to where we normally keep it and leave it there over the winter, and bring it back out next summer, hopefully, when we harvest wheat again. You know, this hay rack has to get moved off of this hay ground too here. And brother was nice enough to drive along with that and pick up the bales that I made in that last baling video, you know, baling the last hay of 2019. And then, because we're pinched for storage a little bit more, I went ahead and hauled those bales over to market right away. And the market has definitely picked up a little bit from the last couple times I hauled hay over to that market, which is nice, you know. That'll help compensate, and then we're finally reaching that time to where it's going to keep going up, you know, a little bit more, you know, every couple weeks or whatever, and then I should get a better price yet for the alfalfa mix bales that I have yet, you know, third crop that I small sort in that video. And then I forgot what I was going to add to that. You know, certainly be better that way. with getting, you know, a little bit more money, and you know, being able to make a little bit more on those bales than what I would have by hauling them to market right after I made them, or even hauling them now. And even though the well is pretty well covered, I probably will still try to do a little small square baling out here. 'Cause I think some of the bales that we have sitting there now, probably won't be able to use again after this winter. And that way I'll have the soybean straw bales made, and you know, where we can set them onto the well for, you know, in upcoming falls, and have no more dilemma of, you know, something different getting baled than what I'd like to use for it. No, my dad with the wheat ground is afraid that the wheat and the weeds might have, you know, and how thick everything was, might have choked the hay off. And I have told him to, you know, look at that weed update video that I did, and I think that's the one where I showed where the hay was coming up in this backfield that I'm headed towards. You know, he thinks the thickness might have killed it off, and whereas being I showed you guys in that video that there was some coming, I'm still, you know, I'm still thinking that's gonna come up as a hay crop yet next year, but I guess we'll have to see what happens in the spring, is all I can say to that. You know, if I have to reseed it or what, but and then I guess the only other update that I have right now is, you know, with tillage. With everything being so wet, you know, it's hard to say whether we'll be able to get tillage in or not. Like I showed you towards the beginning in this video, my round baler is broke right now, so I cannot clean up the windrows of soybean straw that I made for cattle bedding until that gets fixed, in which the broken belt is sitting in the John Deere shop waiting to get fixed. So, and then as long as that's the case, maybe I'll take that piece off that's supposed to, you know, trip the blade to cut the twine, and see if they have a new one of those right away. I mean, it's not necessarily the end of the world there, but You know, it's just a inconvenience having to jump out of the cab every time it makes a build to cut the twine off. You know, the electronics that help trip the PTO, or that help control the PTO on the 8100 are a little sensitive the way it is. You know, sometimes you have to flip that lever back and forth a few times before it finally kicks it in. So that's another reason why I'd rather just, you know, have it kick in and just keep it running with that. You know, whenever I use the PTO on that tractor for something. And then I guess the last bit of news that I have for this update is that I do have a couple more crop scouting videos kind of tucked away, you know, to put up either if we get rain out of corn harvest, or else, you know, once everything's harvested. And then I was also fortunate enough to catch somebody nearby harvesting soybeans, and was able to get video footage of that. You know, so hopefully you'll find that interesting when the time comes where that I put that video up. And since I recorded that, I have seen a couple more guys in the field, and either number one, I didn't have the camera with, or number two, you know, I couldn't park in an ideal enough spot to get decent video footage of it, or some cases both. But yeah, I'll see once what happens as far as being able to get that type of video yet, or else crop scouting, I'd be limited to a few cornfields yet. Yeah, the soybeans that I showed in the scouting videos have all been harvested now, and one of the cornfields has as well now. Yeah, there is one or two cornfields that I know of offhand that I could probably get a scouting video of, you know, in the next, you know, if I'm able to do it in the next couple days or so, while the crops are still standing. Yeah, big part of why I decided, you know, show other people's crops like that is, you know, it does provide a way to keep content coming to this channel, you know, in times when I'm not able to do my own field work. So, yeah, we will try to, we will see once the corn's off if we can get any tillage done or not, and if I can, then bring the camera along and take you guys for a ride like I have, you know, for basically the last 6 videos I posted prior to this one. You know. Yeah, it has been working out pretty good, you know, to grab this camera along and take you guys along for a ride from inside the cab. So I'll keep doing that whenever, you know, for as long as I have, you know, either harvesting or some sort of field work to do. And, you know, like I said, I might still try to fire up the small soy baler this afternoon yet and do a few soybean straw bales, and then if I do, I'll record it and probably post it at a later date, because you know, I am looking to get this video posted tonight yet. Yeah, channel updates, I've always, you know, been posting them the night after I record them. We'll have to see overall in general, you know, what this week brings. There's a couple chances for storms this week, so you know, maybe try to get corn harvested between the storms, and hopefully before any of that gets here, I'll be able to clean up these windrows of soybean straw, so you know, have it all in bales rather than laying in windrows like this. Yeah, hopefully these 4 full rows will give me enough bales that, you know, get by for as long as I'm looking to, and then I won't have to rake any more up. Especially with the storms coming like that. And then, like I said in the raking video, you really don't want to bale any more off than what you're able to use, just because by otherwise tilling it into the soil, you know, you're able to put nutrients back into the soil that way, which there isn't quite as much value with soybean straw as there would be with corn straw, but yeah, that's basically why you want to try not to bale any more trash off than what you're able to use for, you know, I usually focus more on the winter months with doing that. Getting the animals through the winter. You know, give them something to lay down on. You know, they'd rather lay down on something like that than to lay in that cold white shit. That's all I have for you guys this time around, so that's gonna do it for this video. Oh, and one more quick thing, you know, now that I think of it, is the subscriber that I mentioned that in the last update video, that that suggested I create the Facebook page for the channel is also the one that suggested that I mentioned the specific equipment that I use in each of the fieldwork videos. So that's why you've noticed over the last month or so, or maybe even longer than that, that I've been including what specific equipment I'm using in the titles of the videos. So yeah, that was another idea that subscriber had. So there's two pieces of advice that I took from her, and hopefully that starts helping the subscriptions to pick up a little more. And then this person also suggested Instagram as well, which, you know, I've certainly heard of it a couple times, but haven't really worked with it, so, you know, it's a big reason why I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video with being caught up to speed on what's happening with this channel lately. So with that, I thank you guys for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate that. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You know, just scroll down and click on that subscribe button. And then once you do that, also be sure to scroll to the right and click on that bell, and then you'll get notified whenever a new video is posted, and then that way you won't miss any content from this channel. And then be sure to follow Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel on Facebook as well, and I'll catch you later.